Years ago, in a secluded monastery deep in the English countryside, a nun named Sister Beatrice was accused of heresy and witchcraft. She claimed to hear voices from an angel that no one else could hear. The other nuns, terrified, sealed her alive in the monastery and #039's crypt, praying to banish the evil they believed possessed her. The story faded into legend, but the locals still whispered about the cursed nun. Decades later, a group of theology students decided to investigate the ruins of the monastery for a documentary. They were warned by an elderly villager, the nun walks at night. Don't go after dark, ignoring the warning, they entered the crumbling structure at sunset, armed with flashlights and cameras. The air was heavy and damp as they explored. Strange symbols were etched into the walls, and faint whispers seemed to echo from the stone halls. One of the students, Emma, felt drawn to a locked iron door. The others hesitated, but curiosity got the better of her. She forced it open, revealing a spiral staircase leading down into the crypt. As they descended, the temperature plummeted. At the bottom, they found a single coffin, its lid slightly ajar. The name Sister Beatrice was carved into it. Emma, trembling, lifted the lid. Inside lay a skeletal figure, its hands clasping a rosary, but the skull turned toward her, empty eye sockets somehow watching. Suddenly, the crypt door slammed shut. The group's flashlights flickered as a chilling laugh filled the room. The skeletal remains rose, bones creaking, and the figure of Sister Beatrice materialized in her black habit, her face pale and decayed, eyes glowing like embers. "You freed me," she whispered, her voice like the hiss of wind through a graveyard. The students tried to run, but the shadows seemed alive, pulling them back. One by one, their screams echoed through the crypt. Only Emma made it out. Or so she thought. As she ran through the woods toward the village, she tripped and fell. Turning back, she saw Sister Beatrice standing in the darkness, smiling. "You're mine now." The next morning, the villagers found Emma's camera at the monastery gate. The last recording showed her face, terrified, as she whispered, "Pray for me," behind her, the glowing eyes of the nun loomed.